Hello everybody, my name is Wolf and I am the Autistic Werewolf. As you can see, we've changed the title of the channel to Autistic Werewolf Tales from My Life on the Spectrum, because that is what we're going to be doing now. I am going to be sharing with you tales from my life on the autism spectrum, because basically it was a much different world when I was growing up with autism, and I want to share that world with you. I want to share with you all of the steps and all of the things that I went through growing up as an autistic child in the 1960s, the 1970s, how I evolved into an autistic adult in the 1980s, having gotten my own apartment, all of the funny, weird things that I went through, how I started volunteering at local hospitals so that I could help others and develop job skills. That took a good little while, and then of course I went to community college, and that was a very, very unique and harrowing experience. Then I went from there to internship in Washington, D.C., which led to the job that I currently hold and have held for the last 20 years. And I'm about ready to retire in a year's time. So, I'm going to take you all the way through my life, and I'm going to share with you all of the fun autistic things that I learned and how I learned them. I am going to share what it was like growing up. Now, there's not going to be any particular order. I'm not going to start when I was a baby and basically go chapter and verse all the way up until myself being a grown man, because one, I'm more than likely going to leave things out, and two, it wouldn't be fair to everybody else, because some people want to hear about what it was like when I got my first job, and then there's other people that might want to hear about what it was like when I went to elementary school for the first time. Let me tell you, they were both hilarious. Because I'm autistic, pretty much everything that I did had a certain funny side to it. I didn't think so at the time, but let me tell you, yeah, it was hilarious. And I'm going to share it all with you. What I'm going to do is, one day I'll share one part of my life. The next day I might share another part of my life. So I'm not going to have a particular order, but I hope to cover all the different parts, one at a time, but like I said, but in no particular order. So there's going to hopefully be something for everybody. Now I want you all to feel free to comment on anything that I talk about. Maybe you have your own unique and wonderful stories about life on the spectrum for you. I'm sure that you have your own funny stories, and make sure you share those down in the comments, because I most certainly will be looking at them and reading them, and I'm pretty sure other people would be willing and certainly happy to look at the things that you went through. And the reason, one of the great reasons for doing this is because if we all share our stories about what it was like for us to grow up on the spectrum, we all realize we weren't alone. I'm going to share with you every story I can, because, yeah, there was a lot of pain, there was a lot of horrible things in my life, but that is the price of wisdom. I went through a lot of pain, I got beaten off a lot, I got abused an awful lot growing up. But like I said, that is the price of wisdom. There is not wisdom without, adversity. And adversity usually doesn't feel particularly good. I also want to share with you the one thing I've always wanted to share and really didn't have the forum. The other forum was so restrictive, which is one of the reasons I got rid of it. Television played a huge role in helping me understand autism. Television also helped me understand the neurotypical world. Now, because I used television to understand the neurotypical world, of course, there were certain things that television did, because remember, television is not there to tell you exactly what the neurotypical world is like. It's there to entertain you. And the other thing about television is television tells you how neurotypicals see themselves. It doesn't really tell you how neurotypicals truly are. It doesn't tell you how the world truly is. It tells you how this society sees itself. And that's an idealized picture of itself. And when you try to live and understand neurotypical society based on the messages that TV sends, well, let's just say there's a lot of laughter in some of the mistakes I made trying to apply what I learned on TV. But yet, television did give me a lot of things that were good. Star Trek in particular, but a lot of different shows. And I'm going to share all that with you. My autistic childhood, much of it was stressful and depressing, but it made me strong. It made me strong enough to laugh today as I share my life on the spectrum with you. So I want you all to laugh with me. Don't try to, look at me and say, oh, I don't want to laugh at that because, oh, it's wrong. No, don't be afraid to laugh. My life on the spectrum growing up was painfully funny. I've learned all I could from the pain of my autistic youth. I've traded the pain of my autistic youth for the wisdom that was hard won that I share with you on this channel today. Please, remember to laugh. I do. Matter of fact, when I tell you a lot of these stories, I certainly will be laughing. It wasn't funny at the time it happened, but that's the way wisdom is. It's never funny when you're learning it. It almost always is funny once you've mastered it. So like I said, more than anything, don't forget to laugh and enjoy. What I share with you as the Autistic Werewolf, these tales from my life on the spectrum, they're going to be a hoot. And because I'm retiring very soon, within a year's time, or just over a year's time, I will have all day to put up at least a video a day once I retire. Now, in the next year, I may not be able to put up a video every day, but I most certainly will put up at least 1 or 2 every week. Or I might put 5 up at the end of the week so that we'll have at least 5 a week. So I intend to do a lot of posting of videos. I'm going to try my best to keep this channel nice and alive. I'm going to share with you some really wild things that will certainly make you laugh. And or at least I certainly hope will make you laugh. And I hope it will help you to understand autism by learning from what I had to go through. Certainly you won't be able to make the same mistakes and the same decisions I made, because 60 years ago the world was a completely different place than what it is today. There are things we could get away with 60 years ago that you could not get away with today. You'd be thrown in jail. So don't take what I do and try and do those things today, because trust me, a lot of it might not work. But there are some insights. There are some things that you will be able to translate to today, and hopefully those things will make it easier for the people living on the autism spectrum. Finally, the length of the videos. I'm going to try my best to keep all the videos between 15 minutes and 30 minutes long. The longest video I intend to make will be 30 minutes long. But I will try my best to keep most of the videos between 15 minutes and at the most 20 minutes. Because I can tell you a little story in about 15 minutes. We can go from the beginning to the end. And there's going to be a lot more pictures. It's not just going to be Wolf's talking head. I'm going to do some drawing so you all can have some fun. My drawing is really awful, but that's going to be the fun part of it. I actually can draw some things, and I'll leave it to you to tell me if I'm any good. If I'm horrible, you all tell me I'm terrible, and maybe I should give it up. But I'm not going to, because I'm going to be me. And we're going to laugh on this channel. We're going to laugh a lot, because my life on the autism spectrum was a blast. All right? So that's the new channel, and you've certainly seen that I've worked on trying to make the channel, very nice to look at. I've invested a lot of time. Yes, I came up with that wild banner with the, all the bright colors. Yeah, it looks like a video game came in and exploded all over the place. One of the new video games with all that color, like Rage 2 or Borderlands. I mean, the colors are so saturated and intense, but that's what I wanted this time. I wanted to try and make something that would literally knock your socks off. All right, so everybody, thank you so very much. I've kept this video to 10 minutes, and enjoy yourselves. I've included one of my drawings so that you can have a chance to laugh at my artistic talents or lack thereof.